Hi guys, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me today. And welcome and thank you to anyone who's watching the replay as well. Today we are talking about what's in the news. What is in the news today? So, well, tell me first of all, how are you? How's it going? It's Hello, Vitali. How are you? Yeah, it's a lovely sunny day at the moment. The sun is shining. Although it'll get dark probably during the stream. I've noticed the evenings are drawing in. We're going to come to this phrasal verb actually later. So the evenings are drawing in means like it's getting dark earlier. Although we're going to look at draw in a different context. Cold here in Germany, yeah. Helen, hello. Cool, yeah, glad to hear it. Helen, thank you for the sunflowers. You never have too many sunflowers. Cool. This, not too bad, thanks. I think this is probably the most common way that I answer this question. Not too bad. A British thing to say. So let's whack this up here and get straight into it. So learn English with the news. Yeah, I'm sure that sometimes I don't know, do you read English news very much? And when you do read it, do you find that you understand it very well, or you have questions, you get confused by certain things? Jesus, hello. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, nice to see you. How are you? How's it going? I'm sure the family are keeping you very busy. How old is your youngest now, Jesus? I know that time flies, certainly, probably older than I imagine. I want to say 1 year old, but it's probably more like 2. I don't know. Time does fly. So let's go into our first. I've chosen this first article because, well, what's life without whimsy? Like whimsy, for anyone who doesn't know. Whimsy. Sort of playful, strange, but nice kind of. What's life without whimsy? So this first article is a little bit of fun, really. My computer's freezing on me again. Really must buy a new one. 1.5. Okay, so I wasn't too far off. Drenched with news. Nice use of inversion there, Manuel. Never have I read such an amount of news in English. 56 hours, yeah. So, chosen something whimsical to start with. English news presenter. Well, I guess when you're reading the news, whatever your accent, you have to, people make an effort, don't they, to speak clearly. So they use less idiomatic language and they don't speak super fast. Yeah, whimsical is the adjective. This is a whimsical article. It's good fun. It's a bit silly, really, I think. Iman from Iran, welcome. Glad to have you here. Fatty generals are in trouble. No doubt. Yeah, you're welcome. Dominic. Dominic, nice name. Exhausted, yeah. Well, here's a bit of whimsy for you. And you may notice there is a QR code on the screen. I decided to put, so I generated these QR codes. They're safe. It's just the link to the news article in question. So if you do want to read this article where I got this from, then you can scan the QR code and you can go straight to it. I can also pop the link in the chat. I don't know if the links I put in the chat are clickable. I guess so. But, or do I have to pin them somehow? Just waiting for that to happen. Yeah. Indeed. The teleprompter forces you to enunciate. Yes. Huh. Has my connection dropped? Let me try again. Okay, no, there we go. Maybe if I star it, does that pin it? I don't know if that link is clickable, but there you go. Yeah. The news, oh dear, yeah, the news in the US, there's a lot happening, isn't there? There is a lot happening at the moment. So the headline, yeah, it looks like the stock market. It's true. So this is apparently, and who knew, there is a competition that is, it's the Fat Bear Week. So let's have a look. Fat Bear Week. This is the competition. I had no idea that such a thing existed. So evidently, it's considered good. If you're a bear, then you want to be a fat bear. That's a good thing. And the name of this bear is Chunk. Okay. I keep getting pop-up messages saying there's a connection problem. So please let me know. How's the connection? Is it freezing? Can you see things okay? Or is it dropping? Hopefully it's all right. But I'm a little concerned about the pop-up messages that I'm getting. It's okay. Okay, that's good. Good to know. It's just my end. If there are any issues with the connection, please do let me know in the chat so that I know so I can try to do something about it. Not sure what. Switch to mobile data, perhaps. So I'm just going to read this little thing aloud. Chunk, that is the name of the bear. Chunk received the most votes in a competition between 12 brown bears, in which people pick the bear they believe best exemplifies fitness and success as they prepare for winter hibernation. So this first word, pick, I thought was interesting. We use this a lot. What does it mean to pick? To pick the bear. What? Seriously, Manuel? Goodness me. That sounds dangerous. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's a good point, Iman. Headlines, very often, they are usually in the simple present. It's very normal. we use this tense in a narrative when we want to say what's happening in a story, like when we're explaining the plot of a film or a book. And it's also common in sports commentary. Yeah, to select, exactly. Pick, select. Pick versus pick out. Yeah, what's the difference? Choose, yes. Choose or select. I'm going to pick out. They have to pick out the bear they believe. You wouldn't say that in this case. You would say pick the bear. So I would use pick in a competition, and I might use pick out when I'm just choosing something myself at home, perhaps, or for my home. Need to pick out. To pick out a new outfit for the wedding, for example. Yeah. Perhaps pick out is more kind of personal. Let's have a look. I'm going to check that. See what the dictionary has to say about it. Pick out. Pick it out. Pick something out. Choose something from a group. Yeah. Okay, so to pick something out is to just to choose it from a group of things, but you wouldn't pick one out in a competition generally. You would just pick one. Pick one. The reason I liked particularly this little excerpt is this word, exemplify. It's a verb. It's a nice verb, to exemplify. If something exemplifies something, what does that mean? Yeah. In which is yes. Yeah. So pick out a suit, for example. Yeah. Embody, to exemplify. Embody is a nice synonym. Is to be a typical example of something. Best exemplifies fatness and success. It's funny, fatness used to be considered a sign of success in English society as well, but many years ago now. Yeah. Yeah, to represent, to typify. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So I like this one. Personification, yeah. To personify. He personifies fatness and success. Yes. Yeah. Not exactly to indicate or to show. It's more to, yeah, to be an example of, to typify. So another thing that they mentioned in this article, Chunk and I both went through some stuff this summer, and we both have learned to adapt and heal. Thank you, Chunk, for being an inspiration, she said. So this was, who was this? An environmentalist, I think, talking about the bear. Let's see. And she identified with the bear. She said, you know, to go through something. We both went through some stuff this summer. What does that mean, do you think? Interesting. Epitomized. Nice. Yeah. Yes. Hideaki, yes, to get over a difficult time, basically, if you go through something, then you experience something difficult or unpleasant, and hopefully get over it. You come out the other side, and we very often use the word stuff as well. Oh, stuff, things. Talking about the Gilded Age. So that's a fabulous TV show on is it HBO, I want to say. I enjoy it. I don't know about you. I haven't seen the latest season though, because I cancelled my subscription to try and to Max to try and save some money. But at some point I will renew it just so I can watch that. Yeah. Experience some sort of hardship. Yep. So I also thought this was interesting. The context is Fitz's brainchild. What started as a one-day competition with about 1,700 votes in 2014 has since gone global, drawing in and educating fans across the world. So here's this phrasal verb, draw in. But the word that really drew me in to this little section is brainchild. Have you heard this before? And do you know what it means? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Idea, invention, someone's idea. Yeah, it's like an original idea, plan, or invention. The brainchild of, typically. And draw somebody in, we have, to attract somebody, to make someone become involved in something. Yeah. Yep. So, Dan, I see this. So this is from something you've read then in the news recently. And you're wanting to know that. And starting is modifying which subject, which will be the full clause for starting. Okay. So in 2022, the world's timekeepers decided that is sort of optional here, although I think I prefer it to be there. So this is a that clause. But starting in the 2030s, you could change this. You could say that from the 2030s, or beginning in the 2030s. I suppose if you didn't use the participle here, starting, you would say at the start of the 2030s. They decided that at the start of the 2030s, they changed the standards for inserting or deleting a leap second. So it's a prepositional phrase. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I was reading something recently about leap seconds or something about, I think the days are getting longer or shorter to such an extent that a year is going to be different. Some are longer or shorter. Or was it a day? Oh, I don't remember it clearly. I do not remember it clearly. Yeah, in the outset. Starting, it would be at the start of. Is it reduced present participle clause? It is a reduced clause. So yeah, what you're doing is you're taking the at the start of and changing it to starting. So, and you can do that with, let's see, so at the beginning of, what would I call that? What is starting modifying? No, I mean, starting, it's just the subject, isn't it? You could say, you could switch the order and say starting in the 2030s, world's timekeepers are going to change the standards. It's just telling you when something is going to happen from the 2030s. Well, at the beginning of the 2030s. Yeah, the more concise way of saying the prepositional phrase there. Is it a relative clause, though? I mean, a relative clause describes a noun. It gives more information about a noun. So yeah, no, it's not. It's not a relative clause. Well, you could say they decided that when the 2030s start, they will change the standards for inserting. So it could be a relative clause. They decided that when this happens, they will do that. Interesting. Let's see, how would I rewrite it? So they decided that when the 2030s start, they would change. Would be one possible way to say it. Or they decided that at the start of the 2030s, Yeah. Making it difficult to come by. Let's move on to our next story. This one involves Trump, who is all up in the news at the moment. Donald Trump's chilling leaked photo after strangest thing ever in Oval Office. Again, there's a QR code. If you want to have a look at the news article in question, you can find it that way. And I'll also pop the link in the chat. Which is kind of, I don't know, you can't open any kind of paper these days without seeing Trump, can you? He is everywhere. Everywhere. Mm-hmm. The reason I chose this particular headline is the use of this word chilling. This word seems to get very much overused in the newspapers these days. Everything is chilling. And what does it mean if something is chilling? Aha. So cool, not in this context. And so to chill something is to cool it, to reduce the temperature. But yeah, so Hideaki, you're almost there. Frightened is how you feel, and the situation is frightening. So this is the typical pattern we get with adjectives where the ed version is how you feel, is a temporary state, and the ing version is a permanent characteristic. It's usually the thing that inspires the feeling. Running a chill through your spine, yes, like down your back, you go, yeah. Oh, relaxing can also, yeah, it's another synonym. Not in this context, but yes, like, what are you doing this evening? Just chilling, just relaxing. Yeah, scary, terrible. Horripilante, that's a Spanish word, which I can't pronounce properly because of the double R. Jenny, hello, how are you? Terrible, yeah, horrifying. So chilling leaked photo. I mean, it's not chilling. This word gets thrown around. It shows you how they feel about it. And a leaked photo, if you leak something, what do? The photo was leaked. Yeah, not bad, thank you. Not bad. Eugene, hello. It's not, to leak is not to discourage. Yeah, Alexander, to release before the intended time. So to allow secret information to become generally known. So the photo was leaked somewhat, yeah. Exactly. It was released unintendedly or unintentionally would be the adverb, unintentionally. Quite often things get leaked on purpose, though, for whatever reason. Someone wants them to be seen. Yeah. Chilling, alarming, nice synonym. Absolutely. Yeah. Something is leaked, it is shared without permission, indeed. The photo in question, like if you do open the news article, you'll see it. The photo in question is a hat, a baseball cap, and it says, I think, Trump 2018. I didn't include an image because I think that there's copyright issues around doing that, showing someone else's image. So, but yeah, the hat says Trump 2028. Why might that be chilling for some? Well, this is why. So Donald Trump made further threats that he may attempt to run for a third term while meeting with Democrats over a potential government shutdown, with a chilling leaked photo described as the strangest thing ever. You may have noticed that this particular newspaper is left-leaning or left-wing. So, and you can tell by the language that they use in this article that they don't support Trump. Most British newspapers don't, to be honest. So, yeah. Thank you for connecting. Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, there was a meeting. Yeah, Hideaki, that's exactly why. So the Constitution does not allow a third term in presidency. You can run twice, but not 3 times. So this is the issue here. But the baseball cap with the Trump 2018 shows that he's evidently looking for a way to run for a third time. And the language used here shows that this newspaper doesn't approve. So, and this word, if you run, what does this mean in this context? Threatening to use the military. Yeah. Hoax. I wonder. Yep. Run is very often used in political contexts. Very often. Yeah, exactly. To stand for election, to compete as a candidate in an election. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm back through the chat a bit. What do I think about this? So the full clause that they will be starting in 2030s. Well, I mean, they've already said, what was the original phrase? Starting in the 2030s, they'd change the standards. I mean, you've already got they would change the standards. It's just switching the position. So you wouldn't say decided that they will be starting in the 2030s. They will change the standards. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me. No. Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it, to find a reliable news source these days. I think every news outlet has one political leaning or another, don't they? Are any news outlets truly independent? You just have to, well, it's hard. Yeah, probably. Amazing that he has avoided legal issues thus far, really. Yeah, you're right, Manuel. You're right. You are right. It is forbidden, but he's working on finding a way overturn the Constitution, I guess. Here in the same article, some interesting language here. His deportation agenda is expected to run full speed ahead, while education, environmental, and other services sputter. The economic fallout is expected to ripple nationwide. We're looking here. Fallout, the first word I want to look at here. What is fallout? A noun? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So nuclear fallout is the literal meaning. Yeah, exactly. Nuclear explosion. It is the radioactive dust after a nuclear explosion. But in figurative terms, yeah, it's the aftermath. It is the consequences, typically negative consequences of something. And it's a word that's used a lot to talk about negative consequences, the fallout. What would be the fallout if, well, if he does manage to stay in office for a third term? I think what that would say about the state of American democracy. Yeah, exactly. The fallout. We use it a lot, even in sort of our personal lives. Like if a relationship ends for some reason, people might talk about the fallout, especially if it's ended for some kind of terrible reason. Repercussions, yeah. Yeah, the repercussions, absolutely. The economic can't speak. Economic repercussions, you would use the plural form, so you would say are expected to ripple nationwide. Yeah. The fallout, everybody knew. Well, fallout isn't generally used for positive repercussions. In fact, would we use repercussions in a positive way? Not typically. I think it's generally a negative thing, the repercussions. Sputter? How about this one? Other services sputter. Rather depressing word. Aftermath used in textbooks. Yeah. Very common in textbooks. Sputter. It's not an explosion. Yeah. Stall, like a car. Mm-hmm. Yeah. To sputter is to continue weakly, not inspiring confidence. So you might say to like, what was I thinking of before? Like sputtering, continue. Yeah. Carrying on weakly. No one's confident in them. So basically services like education are suffering. They're not working well, essentially. Not working well. Just whizzing back through the chat. I'll take a screenshot of that. Okay. Right. Yeah. The aftermath. Yeah, I like that. It's a nice word. Flounder. To sputter, to flounder. Yeah. Yes. We'll carry on rapid fire ahead. Yeah, very determined in this particular policy for sure. So something a bit more light-hearted. It's not light-hearted for them. A bit more gossipy, I guess. Tabloidy. Telling signs. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban's split is turning ugly. Girlfriend to custody. So this is a lifestyle story about the actress and her soon-to-be ex-husband. So the reason I chose this was some of the interesting language. She was blindsided, a source told the press, but we shall see how things go during the holiday season and his upcoming birthday. They have some work to do. What does it mean to blindside somebody? Yeah. Shocked. Taken by surprise, indeed. I'll get out of the way. To be under the illusion of, taken aback. Yeah, all nice ways of saying it. If you blindside someone, then you give them an unpleasant surprise, basically. So it's not exactly like to be under the illusion of, but if it's related, if you're under the illusion that your marriage is fine, then you would be blindsided by discovering that it's not. If you're under the illusion that something is true, you believe it to be true. But then, so you're shocked when you discover that it's not. Yeah. Breakup is to be in trouble, yeah. It's been played a blinder, yeah. You did. Comes from sport, I believe, this idea of being blindsided. When a ball comes at you and you don't see it coming. Sad times. And they continued to explain why all his friends seemed to know before Nicole did, and even took a swipe at the actress, saying Keith had to call her out. So there's a few things here. If you take a swipe at someone, this phrase, what does this mean? Yes, that is a perfect way to put it. Yeah, a verbal attack. Yeah. Essentially, I mean, literally means if you take a swipe at someone, you hit them. But in this context, it means to criticize. Yeah, to criticize. So wiped out, not wiped out. Swipe, literally, for some reason, it makes me think of big cats, like lions, with their massive, like their big paws, and they might swipe with their claws at the opponent if they were fighting. It's kind of like that, take a swipe at someone, but in a figurative way. So, yeah, they took a swipe at her, they criticized her. Not very nice, is it? And call somebody out, phrasal verb. We see this a lot, particularly in North American English, to call someone out. What do you think it means? Call her out, not reveal the true nature or anger. Yeah, Helen, confront. Basically, to confront somebody. Yeah. Tell someone what they've done wrong. Make them own it. Yeah. It's nice. Yeah. Essentially, draw attention to someone's unacceptable behavior. Yeah. If you took a swipe at the actress, literally, it would mean to hit her. But here we're just using it as criticism. Yeah. Jealous, perhaps. Huh. Women in arms, yeah. It's rather sad, isn't it? A lot of the time, the people attacking women are other women. Where's the solidarity? I ask you. Oh, Lord, I've just done something. Ooh, what have I just done? I've lost my screen. I can't see it. No. Oh, no. Okay, hang on a sec. Let me remove that. Again, no, that didn't work. No. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. So I've just, I don't know what I've done. Hardly ever calls his dictator buddies out. No, indeed. No. So I've just completely gone. I've done something very strange to my screen here. I think it still appears normally to you, but I've shrunk it so it's like tiny. Yeah. My goodness. That has completely thrown me. Yeah. The slides, I can see them about this big. I can't really see what's on them clearly. I'm not sure what I've done. I've pressed something and I can't seem to make it return to its former state. Alas. Oh well. Never mind. We shall plug on. Yeah. Appears normally. Yeah, that's a relief. So just on my end. Dear. And someone very sensitively commented, out with the old, in with the new, as they do, which is an idiom. It means to make a change and have a fresh start. So, yeah, we say this a lot when we're making a big change in life, out with the old, in with the new. Yeah. Yes. Another one about the UK with Keir Starmer. The cost of living crisis ongoing despite wage rises. And wage, often used in the plural form, wages. What are wages? Manuel, yeah, yellow newspaper. we call these like the yellow press, typically the tabloids, tabloid news. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's the money you earn, it's your salary. Italia, that's a nice expression, yeah, for out with the old, in with the new, wipe the slate clean, tabula rasa, clean slate. I believe that's Latin. Yeah. So wages is your salary, and yeah, price rises. So this is the cost of living crisis, the fact that everything is more expensive now. So, and I included this because I thought the use of the word hike here was interesting. The start of April sees council tax and energy bill hikes for millions of households. So, what do you think this means? A hike in this context, and we're not walking in the countryside. Unfortunately. Hikes, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. It's the same in Spain where I live, particularly rental costs. Yeah, to be expensive, specifically a large increase in prices. So, Alexander, this is what you were saying, price rises. This is a price hike. There's a price, like a rapid rise, rapid increase, or a large increase in wages or taxes. It's also a verb. You could say prices have been hiked. Prices have been hiked. They've hiked prices. In this case, taxes by energy tax. Perhaps. Yes, blame everybody else. That's usually the way, isn't it, with the politicians? My goodness, if you've ever watched, like, they televise the Houses of Parliament in England. You can watch the House, the political parties arguing with each other, and they're like a bunch of school kids just pointing the finger, blaming each other. It's ridiculous. Those are the people in charge of the country, I ask you. Families are facing spiraling energy and water bills, while company bosses rake in millions of pounds in bonuses. It's no wonder so many feel they're being ripped off. So here we have some nice language. Yeah. I don't know about you, but my energy bills are certainly more expensive now. My electricity, I don't have gas, everything is electric. My electricity bills, considering it's just one person, are definitely higher than they were a couple of years ago, like a lot higher. I think, yeah, I wasn't even here, and it was somehow 55 euros when it was just like, you know, the fridge running. That was the only thing left switched on, really. Ridiculous. So here, let's talk about this word, spiral. What does this mean? You know what? You might be right. Yeah. Oh, Lord. That reminds me. My landlord messaged me today to say that the water bill has arrived. I have to go to his office to pay him. I'll have to do that in the morning. Yeah. I'm trying not to. I'm not drinking alcohol at the moment, Manuel. Sadly. Still trying to lose the 4 kilos that I gained during summer. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, rake in, that's one we're coming to. Spiraling, continually rising or decreasing. Indeed, yeah. It's to get gradually and continuously worse. It's I guess you can use it in positive contexts, but it isn't nearly as common. It's normally negative when we say things are spiraling. They're getting out of control, getting worse. Yeah, there's no fix in sight. Yeah, and rake in. So we had that one here, making a lot of money if you're raking it in, and typically without doing very much. Sit back and rake it in. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. It is indeed a real scam. Spiraling, ever increasing. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, it does. Alcohol is basically sugar. Alcohol makes you fat. True story. Empty calories in alcohol. You know, there's no nutritional value. It's essentially just sugar. So cutting it out is an easy way to sort of lose a bit of weight. And if you rip somebody off, what do you do? It's also a noun, a rip-off. It's no wonder, yeah. Yeah. Scam them. Absolutely. Out of the way. Scam them, overcharge them. Yes. Yeah. Overcharge. Exactly. Scammed, overcharged. Indeed. Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? The bonuses. Increase the salary with extra. Yeah. Yes. Sad times. Life is certainly expensive at the moment. This I included because I thought it was shocking. I was indeed scandalized by this news. Australia sunscreen scandal grows as more products pulled off shelves. So this, and again, if you do want to read the article, you can scan the QR code. Yeah. So here, I mean, this is rather shocking. Apparently, I should probably read you a little bit from the article actually to give you some context. So, see, 18 products have been pulled from shelves. They found that like some sunscreens that claim to offer a high sun protection factor, for example, SPF 50, actually only have SPF 4. So imagine if you're buying a product or an SPF because you think that it contains SPF 50, but it really contains SPF 4. So this is the scandal. This is what's been happening. And I think Australia has the highest incidence of skin cancer, maybe in the world, or certainly one of the highest incidents. And so to discover that a large number of the sunscreens that are sold don't have the protection they claim to have is indeed shocking. Yeah. Yep. So discrepancy, I like this word. The discrepancies reported in recent testing. What do you think this means? Yeah, that's why it's mild for the skin. Yeah, it's all a big scam. Yeah, like not hurtful. Like the sunscreen itself doesn't damage your skin, but it's not offering the protection that people think that it is. Yeah. not recording. Yeah, there's a disconnect. Something's not right. Yeah, a gap between what is and what is expected. That's, yeah, so it's a difference between two things that should be the same. You expect them to be the same, and they're not. Alexander, I like your explanation there, your definition. I like it better than mine, actually. The gap between what is and what is expected to be. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's terrible, really, isn't it? I mean, I would be upset in this case. Like, imagine you've, I don't know, applied, if you have very delicate skin and you've applied factor 50 and then you've got burnt to a crisp, and I need to discover this. And here, the scandal has caused a massive backlash from customers in the nation, but experts have warned it may also have global implications. So problems have been identified with both the manufacture of some sunscreens and the integrity of lab testing relied upon to prove their SPF claims. So who knows, it may turn out to be that this is a global issue. Yeah. Yeah. You say 8, I say 6. Yeah, there's a discrepancy. It's not the same. Let's turn that down a little bit. Bright light shining on me. Unnecessarily bright. Yep. Here, what's a backlash? You often see this word in the news. SPF is indeed the level of protection. It stands for sun protection factor. Backlash. It's not the same as backfire. If something backfires, it goes wrong. It kind of has the opposite effect to what you intended. Yeah, a backlash, get myself out of the way, is a strong reaction. It's negative, absolutely. Complaint, criticism, yes. Yeah. A strong negative reaction. So there's been a backlash. People are angry, people are upset. I would be. In fact, my favorite sunscreen brands are Australian. As far as I'm aware, there's one called, at least I think they're Australian, one called Coppertone, which I like. It's a sport one. And then Banana Boat is the other one. I wonder, is it actually Australian? Is Banana Boat Australian? Let's find. No, it's not. Okay, it's founded in Miami Beach, Florida. There you go. I was wrong. Well, it's my favorite one, Banana Boat. Yeah. I think everything can be more dangerous than claimed, can't it? People always downplay risks, especially when they want to sell something. So, yeah, for sure. For sure. This is the last one today, our last article, I think. Emily Blunt among Hollywood stars outraged over AI actor Tilly Norwood. So this is interesting, I thought. And outraged, how do you feel if you're outraged? Yeah. Ooh, nice one. livid. Yes. Extremely angry. Furious, irate. Yeah. Exasperated. Oh, lovely words. Yes. Outraged. Extremely angry. Exasperated is probably lower on the scale. It's not as strong a feeling as outraged. It's like if you're exasperated, you're fed up, you've had enough, but you're not outraged or raging. Absolutely furious, yeah, about the AI actor. And I like Emily Blunt. I don't know about you. I think she's good. AI has been a hotly contested technology in Hollywood and was a key sticking point during labor strikes that shut down the industry 2 years ago, as writers and actors demanded protections from the technology. Pissed off, yeah. Very British thing to say. I'm pissed off. Angry, annoyed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In fire, I would say on fire. Probably they're on fire. So a couple of things here. Hotly contested. You see this quite a bit in the news. What do you think this means, this phrase? Because you may well know, this word can be pronounced in several ways. You have a contest, but you can also contest something. It can be a verb. So contest is a noun, a competition, but to contest is a verb, and it has a different meaning. Sahil, thank you. Oh, you're talking about Emily Blunt, not me. Yes, I agree. She has a lovely accent. Lovely. Yeah, she was in a series, which I think I watched on Prime, called The English, actually. That was very good. I recommend it. It was a mini series. Yeah. Hotly contested, controversial. Yeah. 2 or more parties fighting. Yeah. Furious replay, disputable, yeah. All of the above, yes. Facing very strong public opposition. Yes. Hotly contested. Hotly debated. Sometimes you'll hear that collocation as well. And the other thing here is sticking point. Yeah, absolutely. Controversial. Yep. What is a sticking point? This, another term that we hear a lot. It's a noun, a compound noun. It's a sticking point. It's not the same as an issue exactly. Yeah, it's more like an obstacle. Someone demanded protection. Yeah. What was the cause for the strike? Yep. Teachers are on the same page. Wow, yeah. A bone of contention. Yeah, that's a nice one. Something that cannot be agreed upon, basically, a sticking point. So when you're having a negotiation with somebody and you can't agree, you cannot reach an agreement about a particular issue, then that issue. So I think, Hideaki, before you said issue, Like, yeah, so it is an issue, but it's more specific than that. It's an issue that you cannot agree on. And this is lovely. Bone of contention. Yeah. Something that's pivotal is just extremely important. A pivotal decision. It's very, very important, and will lead to great change. A pivotal moment, it would be a pivotal moment in politics if Trump does manage to get a third term, for sure. And I guess it's a pivotal moment, the creation of an AI actor. Who knows where that will lead? Where there's one, there will be more, of course. No. Manuel, did you know that there's an AI version of me? I don't think it's a ripoff. I think it's fabulous. It's as a supplement. I wouldn't want to be replaced by it, though. Definitely not. I keep saying it. I need to find my own version for learning Spanish. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Just going to, by the way, looking for the link. There it is. Okay. If anyone is interested in trying out AI English with M, you can do so here at this link. She sounds like me, and she's got my style as well because she's been trained using my videos and materials. So of course she can be there 24/7. So if you have a question and I'm not there, which I guess is most of the time, you can ask my AI avatar and she'll explain it for you. She's pretty good. Yeah. I know a couple of you are already using her. Hideaki, thank you. Yeah, she is, isn't she? She is very good. Very good. And she never gets tired, unlike me. Wow, it's getting dark. So I think what we contested, yeah, strong opposition. Actors and scripters, yeah, not generally speaking. Yes, yeah, you're right. Hotly contested by those in Hollywood who are obviously afraid that they're going to be replaced, done out of a job. I'm not afraid that teachers are going to be replaced by AI. Not yet, anyway. Maybe it will happen in the future. Maybe. Certainly, I think it's a good supplement. Manuel. AI Sharon Stone. Who would I have an AI version of if I could? Yeah, that I can think of a couple of people actually that I wouldn't mind an AI version of. Yep. Although I'm pretty sure one of them is gay. Yeah, Luke Evans, the actor from Beauty and the Beast. Yep. The Emirates advertisement for Instagram has replaced with AI. Has it? Interesting. I've never flown Emirates. It looks amazing. In fact, I saw a video on Instagram of someone who tried, they flew Emirates first class. And I'm sure that flying first class with any airline is amazing. I've never flown first class. I did, last year, I did travel business class a couple of times because a friend of mine had a companion voucher. So she very kindly used that for a holiday that we took together. And yeah, that was pretty good. But I've heard, I mean, it was a short flight. I think if you do, imagine first class, I think he said the Emirates first class flight, I think it was from London to Dubai, and it cost 12,000, whatever the currency was, which is just mad. I mean, that's insane. That is insane. Imagine having that much money. Taylor Swift. Oh dear. Interesting. Cool. I think that was is that the last one? Oh no. Still another expression here. Hollywood is not rolling out the red carpet. Its Powerful Actors Union has condemned the creation, along with A-list stars like Emily Blunt, etc., etc. So to roll out the red carpet, as I'm sure you're aware, is to welcome a VIP, but we also use it figuratively as well, to be happy about and supportive of something. So they're not happy about this, then they don't support it. They are not rolling out the red carpet to welcome this change. Wow. It's so good now, isn't it, AI? Sometimes it's very difficult to tell the difference. This worries me a bit in terms of news for the future, because, yeah, you see a news story, you think it's real, and it's not. How do you know? You have to fact check everything. This is this is the last one. Any talent agency that engages in this should be boycotted by all guilds. So if you boycott something, what do? This makes me think of my mum. She used to boycott Nestle because I think back when I was a kid, the company Nestle, I don't know if they still do this, but they were recommending that new mothers feed their babies like the Nestle formula instead of breastfeeding. And in particular areas they were doing this where actually it was really dangerous because the babies weren't getting the nutrients and the protection from disease that they could have got. Yeah, cancel in modern parlance. Yeah, refuse to essentially refuse to buy a product or participate in an activity in order to show strong disapproval. And yeah, stop endorsing, absolutely. Right, I think that is our last one. Yeah, that is the last one. Drenched of reading news. Drenched is a nice word. You're welcome, Manuel. Yeah. Yep. Okay, right. Let's finish here, guys. Lovely jubbly. Sounds cheesy, doesn't it? But yeah, peace and love. If only we could all sort of just be harmonious, live and let live, right? You do you. Let everyone live in peace. Cool. Bye, everybody.